For us, when we completed Forces of the Northern Night, we had been working with the orchestra both in the studio and live for quite some time. So we decided that, okay, now that is kind of a closing chapter of the band, let's move on and do the orchestral arrangements ourselves. Because today we have very good sampling libraries, and we can basically do that stuff ourselves. So, and you can only imagine when you work with 100 people, it's a really it's a lot of details has to be done and time consuming. So we kind of wanted to do all this stuff ourselves. The outcome of that turned out quite good, but we still felt it was necessary to use a real choir, you know, to add depth and to have this, what can I say, filmatic type of feelings or expression.
Well, the real live choir we recorded a month before we started the actual recording process in Sweden. So that was something we decided early on in the songwriting process, that we wanted to utilize the real choir again. We worked really well together, both of the orchestra shows, and yeah, we really wanted to have the choir prominent on this record, and not only do the typical choir sounds, but also for them having to sing parts of the lyrics to enhance the atmosphere.
So actually the choir plays also a very important role in this record, and the arrangements for this was done by me with the help of Gaute Storås, who kind of, because they read music differently from what we do, you know, we play by memory and they play by notes, so we had to kind of transfer all these ideas down to paper. And Gaute Storås, which we have used many times before, he was the mediator for that process, so to speak. So, and you know, we stayed in touch with this choir for ever since we did the Spectrum show. So, and they are really enthusiastic to work with us again.
Yeah, we recorded the choirs in Oslo actually. So that was done way before we started the actual recording on guitars, bass and drums and remaining vocals. We had a lot of all the orchestra samples and all the effects and all that stuff was done prior to the recording in Sweden.
And then the choir again was added later in the process in the studio. So it was very, very time consuming, but very satisfying result.